I'm Jody Goodhue, and I'm the district math specialist at Rockport Public Schools in Rockport, Massachusetts. I'm also the coordinator for the math department in the middle school. We closed our school on March 13th due to the pandemic, and after providing students with enrichments for a couple of weeks, our principal came up with a very different schedule. It was modified in a way that we had never seen before, and people were expected to teach in a way that they never had either. Our gen ed teacher for Algebra 1, eighth grade teacher Yvonne Story, was paired up with our middle school interventionist, Caroline Teague, who had a special education background. These two have been working in the district in other capacities and had never been asked to teach anything together before. But what came out of the pandemic and their co-teaching model was a bright spot for Rockport Middle School. And we would like to share some information and some of our resources with you.
Having predictable structure and routine in such an unpredictable time was of crucial importance to Yvonne and I as we planned our lessons. And we found that creating lessons that focused on solid principles of executive function made students feel safe. And all the way through the closure, we had really high levels of attendance, which we attributed to our structure, routine, and our positive relationship building with students. And we also found some fantastic gains in math, which Yvonne is going to tell you about.
So although before closure, I worked with the co-teacher in two of my algebra classes, we really did not have the co-planning time available to us that Caroline and I had during the COVID-19 closure. During the closure, Caroline and I were able to devote a lot of planning time to structure, routine, and how to target content with easy access and high extensions. One of the things that surprised us was that we actually got through more content than I ever would have expected. And based on formative assessments, we found that students retained the information presented during closure.
A major takeaway for both of us has been the importance of building a positive and personal relationship with our students, especially in a subject that could cause high anxiety like math, in an online classroom, which isn't a typical environment. We found that once we had that personal relationship, we were able to reach out to students who weren't in attendance or who we saw were struggling with the material, or students who typically hadn't been part of our classroom community before. And we found that they were very receptive and welcoming to our messages, our emails, our phone calls home. And even though it was certainly a lot more work to cultivate this classroom environment in an online setting, it paid off tremendously by the enthusiasm and the attendance that we were receiving in our classes. And so Yvonne and I really felt privileged to be able to work with this cohort of students during such an unprecedented time.